What's going on, Philadelphia Eagles fans? It's your boy Philly Day One, and Sports Illustrated has ranked our trio defensive players and ranked them. And I did this last week. I did it yesterday, and it was Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith, and Saquon Barkley. They did this pretty much the same thing with the defense. They did the defensive line, they did the linebackers, and then they did the secondary, and they ranked them. I'll tell you who that is in the video. Stick in, and I'll tell you who that is. Also, we have Adam Kaplan, who speaks on Zach Bond. Zach Bond and his evolution. Not only does he speak on Zach Bond and his evolution, but he also talks about a guy who I am pretty high on, Michael Carter II, who came to us as a slot corner, and why I believe he's the main reason for why I believe that Cooper DeJean can play safety either full time or Michael Carter II may be able to play some safety. And we are in a really good spot at safety. If Marcus Epps decides that he's not going to duplicate what he did last season, we're a really good spot at safety. Then we gonna go to the Bleacher Report ranked all the running back duels of the NFL, and he put them in a ranking system. Y'all want to guess what ours are? Saquon Barkley and Tank Bigsby, what they're ranked? We'll get into it in the video. Michael Irvin talked A.J. Brown. I know A.J. Brown. Y'all don't want to hear it no more. But he did talk A.J. Brown, why it's going to work in New England and why it did not work in Philly. And while A.J. Brown and Smitty in the same place, while they was at a celebrity basketball game for Christian Gonzalez, A.J. Brown reminded Rondo, he's a Commanders fan, because Rondo was like, hey man, I'm so glad you out of our division. And A.J. Brown reminded him, you got to deal with Smitty. I got that video. Also, A.J. Brown, when he was on his interview spilling the beans about our locker room, he said something about Jalen Hurts. He was frustrated with the fact that Jalen Hurts wouldn't make tight window throws, or he couldn't make tight window throws. I'm calling cap, and I got some proof to back it. I'm not just calling cap. I got some proof to back it. Mandatory minicamp start tomorrow, right around the corner tomorrow. Everybody got to be there. What we're most excited to see, what I'm most excited to see, first and foremost, we're going to get all into that then. At the end of the video, we're going to talk about what I'm most excited to see. So, let's get into it. But I got back up. I've been drugged through the mud. Like it ain't been enough. I'm still going. And I done felt so much pain that I want to give up. But I can't stop now. Cause I've been through too much. I'm still going. Let's get to Sports Illustrated. Sports Illustrated, like I did my last video, Sports Illustrated got our trio: Jalen Carter, Zach Bond, Quinyon Mitchell. They got them ranked 4th in the league. From defensive line to linebacker to corner, they got them ranked 4th in the league. I don't know. Is that legit? I don't know. Denver got a pretty good corner, linebacker, defensive line thing going on. I don't know. What y'all think? You know what's scary about that? Because we got a secondary trio that could make this top 15. Jordan Davis, Jahad Campbell, and Cooper DeJean could probably make this top 15. We loaded, man. We look good. Defensively, we look really good. So look, Adam Kaplan went on to talk about Zach Bond's evolution, what he became to us. Nobody really could have saw it. So
Another thing that he's really good with, we don't talk about it enough, it's all tape based, of course, is that he's phenomenal in coverage. One of the best coverage linebackers. And he's got length.
Yes.
And he can rush the passer. It's just one of these things. And Bond's talked about it, why he hadn't played linebacker before. It's because they didn't really see him as a linebacker because he wasn't one really at Wisconsin.
Right.
So here we are. So, he's firmly entrenched. It's a shame that Campbell's missing all these valuable snaps. That's not good. He's a full-time linebacker. As we said on the previous show with edge rushers, he's not going to be playing edge. That's not happening. They have no room for him now. They literally have no room for him. Doesn't mean he can't rush the passer, every once in a while, but he's not going to play the true edge.
I don't think nobody saw that coming. Like, even Eagles fans, when we were talking about it, nobody was very happy about Vic Fangio testing this out. We didn't know if it was going to be a good thing, but as soon as he started playing, immediately we started loving him. Immediately. Michael Carter II. Adam Kaplan also talked about him. If you follow my videos, if you follow my content, Michael Carter II is very valuable to us. He can be a nickel. He can be a safety, depending on what we look like as far as the guys we got now. If they're not up to what we believe that we can do to play top end football, he can come in and play those positions. So,
and again, Carter could play nickel. So yeah, he's a valuable guy to have. Sometimes guys could revive their careers. He went up getting benched more or less with the Jets, and he came to the Eagles. And he just did, unfortunately, he just didn't have enough time to get to get a big time role. Mm-hmm. But here we are. This is the beauty of the offseason. They get to know the coaches. They get to spend time with them, and you get to go through drills.
He most definitely revitalized his career. I know Vic Fangio want to play a lot more zone, match zone. Michael Carter II, he can match zone like nobody else. Like, he plays like a linebacker a little bit, but he can cover like a cornerback. Like in zone. I know one-on-ones when he's playing man-to-man, he's not that good. But in zone, he is really good. And, if you look at safety play a lot of zone. So I think that he can really revamp his career here. All right. Let's get into the Bleacher Report. Bleacher Report ranked the running back duels of the NFL. So Saquon Barkley and Tank Bigsby is our running back duels. They got them ranked 6. I would love to hear 5 other dual running backs. I know Detroit. I guess you could put them in there from last year. Nobody's done nothing this year, but you look at them from last year. Detroit, they got a really good running back duel. I don't know anybody else who dual running backs are this. Tank Bigsby could have been a lot better. Had he got the touches. He didn't get the touches. Okay, look. Saquon Barkley, 2024, he did 2,000 yards. Why Saquon Barkley ain't being talked amongst the top 5 running backs is nutty to me altogether. Running back duels. Tank Bigsby last year averaged 5.9 yards per carry. That means you can give it to him twice and he got a first down. I mean, I don't know 5 other running back duels. Teams that got 2 running backs that are good as the backs we have. And this ain't a bias thing. I'm trying to be real about it. Let me know in the comments what y'all think, man. Put me 5 other. No, give me 4. I gave y'all 1. Give me 4 other running back duels that's better than Saquon Barkley and Tank Bigsby. All right, moving on. We got Dontavian Wicks. I'm sorry, I keep killing this kid. Dang. Dontavian Wicks. Quinyon Mitchell had this to say about Dontavian Wicks, and not just him.
Yeah, honestly, I thought Wicks, he was really underrated. Every time we played him, he giving me some problems. So think he's good. Releases good at the top of the routes. You know, he got strong hands in the Hollywood. You know, he's a speed guy. You know, can run every route. So, he's a very versatile group.
Tavian Wicks is going to play such a big part in this new offense. That's why they extended him. They extended him when they traded for him because they knew that he was going to come in and play a big part. He has such great blocking. He can catch. He can block. You just heard Quinyon Mitchell say he was giving us problems. He can block. He can catch. He's tough. He's going to play a lot for us. I think we go into the season, and in nickel, it's Makai Lemon, Dontavian Wicks, and Smitty. Smitty's going to stay on the field. But Dontavian Wicks, and you know what? Dontavian Wicks might play in the 12 personnel because he blocks so well. It might be him instead of Smitty. So, but then too, you got to gauge the playability to get open. Dontavian, would you rather have Smitty go one-on-one with some corner if everybody's selling out for the run, or would you rather have Dontavian Wicks going one-on-one with a corner? I'd rather have Smitty. Smitty is a little bigger. You know, I'm starting to think that he is getting a little bigger. He seems a little bigger. I don't know. He just seemed a little bigger. But we'll see. Michael Irvin talked AJ Brown on his podcast, and he was saying, you know, how it's supposed to work in New England for AJ Brown that he'll be happy with, and why it didn't work in Philly.
In the ways AJ Brown has gone about it in Philly has not always been right. And the way AJ Brown will go about it in New England will be totally different. You know why? Because Mike Vrabel is going to spend time before every game with AJ Brown and tell him, I stayed up all night trying to make sure I could figure out ways to get you the football. And Mike Vrabel, you keep doing that for AJ Brown. And Nick, if you don't learn to understand this, you're going to keep whistling and going right through wide receivers. He may have been your first, but he will not be your last. You better understand. Receivers are funny by nature. Look at the dichotomy. We sit out wide. We're very independent. By yourself. And the most dependent people on the football field can't do nothing unless the quarterback throw us the pill. So I'm just letting you know.
That's bull. I'm going to say that's bull, bro. Like, I get that you played the position. I didn't play the position. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I've seen plenty of wide receivers who don't need to be coddled. You know what I'm saying? I as much as I love T.O., I don't believe T.O. had to be coddled. I do think that when you such a good wide receiver, you want the ball. Come up with ways to get me the ball. Now, if you just can't come up with those ways to act like how he acted, to leak the stuff that he leaked, you know, try to sabotage a team. Because when I looked at the video for Lord Bronson, it most definitely seemed whoever his source was as if he was trying to sabotage the team. You know, if that's what we got to do to keep AJ Brown, is to call him, hey, look, I try to do everything I can to get you the ball. You know, let him go. We got receivers that actually want to be here. They love playing the game. You know what I'm saying? That's all we really need. You know what I'm saying? So, a good riddance to you, AJ. I guarantee, look, he says it's going to work. I guarantee you the Patriots don't do nowhere near what they did last year. And I repeat, because the margin of error is small. I'm not saying AJ's still not AJ. I'm saying this. The likelihood of them having the same season or better is horrible. It's horrible. Even if they get all the way back to the Super Bowl, they got to see either I would say us. I think it's between us and maybe Seattle. I would say us and maybe Seattle. And I don't think you play us and win. By what it looked like on paper, I don't think you play us and win. Moving on, AJ Brown. AJ Brown had to let this dude Rondo, who's a YouTuber streamer, I don't even know what to call him, but he's a Commanders fan, and AJ Brown had to let bro know because he was like, man, AJ Brown out of my division. I'm so happy that you're gone. He was like, yo, you still got to deal with Smitty. People forgetting. I want them to forget. I don't care that ain't no hype behind Smitty. I don't give a crap that ain't no hype behind Smitty. Run it.
New England Patriots receiver number 1, AJ Brown, man. I told him earlier, I said, thank God he's out of my division because he don't got to get our cornerback fired no more, all right? You got to worry about Smitty.
I do not care that there's no hype behind Smitty. You'll find out on the fly. And by the time you find out, it's too late. You done already put up the numbers he don't put on you. He done already did the things he gonna do to you. It's too late. Smitty last year made some dude touch earth. Nobody would know about it because the ball ain't come his way. You think he cried about it? No, sir. No, sir. So, I mean, I'm excited to see what Smitty gonna do. Smitty gonna go crazy. He gonna go crazy because Smitty's a hell of a receiver. In zone, man-to-man, press, he's a hell of a receiver. AJ Brown, when he did his interview, he talked about how Jalen Hurts would not or could not throw over the middle. I mean, throw tight throws. He didn't want to do tight window throws. I'm calling Cap. This is why I'm calling Cap right here. Yeah. The most, and you're going to have to get open. You know, there's times you got open, but most of your passes are going to be tight window throws. Most of your passes, because you're not incredibly fleet on the foot. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have some plays where you just wide open. You're going to have some plays like that. But most of the time, that's not you. That's me. So, that's Cap. He just trying to figure out something to say to kind of cushion why he did what he did. And, you know, and if he did sabotage the team, because I don't really know, I wasn't there. But if he really did that stuff to try to sabotage the team, good risk. Get out of here, bro. Get out of here. You let something get to this point to where you're trying to sabotage the team from winning. You are playing not to win. You sat there all season long saying that you wanted to win, but you also want to be a part of the game. You didn't want to win. You were sabotaging. If that's the case, you were sabotaging. All right, look. Mandatory minicamp's around the corner. And when I mean around the corner, tomorrow. They doing it tomorrow. One of the things that I want to see in mandatory minicamps, and I would love to hear what y'all think. What's some of the things y'all want to see in mandatory minicamps? For me in mandatory minicamps, the first thing I want to see is how is Cooper adjusting to safety. I want to see how he's going to adjust to safety. I also want to see Daquan Wright, tight end. I believe with Daquan Wright, if he is a really good blocker, I seen some stuff from him at Ole Miss, and he was a really good blocker. Ole Miss in the league is different. So if he's got the body for it. If he's a really good blocker, I can see Eli Stowers and Daquan Wright being our tight ends of next year. The year after this. With Dallas Goedert, I believe Dallas Goedert have a crazy year this year. But I don't know if he stays. Dallas Goedert going to have this crazy year and probably go get some money somewhere. Because it don't seem like they want to pay Dallas Goedert. But if Dallas Goedert, and I don't think it really matters if he have a crazy year. He had all those touchdowns last year, and it really didn't care. It didn't mean nothing. Yeah, I mean, it means something, but like he went through talking to them, hey, can you take a less than that? Like he take less than what he wanted just because he wanted to stay with the team. I don't believe Harry Roseman values Dallas Goedert probably like how we value Dallas Goedert. So Eli Stowers and Daquan Wright could be the future of this team. Johnny Munt, I really like Johnny Munt's blocking ability. Daquan Wright is a better receiver. Is a much better receiver than Johnny Munt. Johnny Munt can block, but I kind of want both. I'm stingy like that. We also got Wicks. I kind of want to see what he does at wide receiver. He's going to play some really good corners across the board. If he just makes a couple of plays, I am very confident in what he's put out there. I don't need him to tear them to shreds. I need him to make a couple of plays. Get open. Wide open. You know what I'm saying? And he just got to do that a couple of times. He's got 2 games. I think he's got 2 days to do it in. Give me 2 plays out of 2 days. I'm cool with that. Nolan Smith. I need Nolan to show me something. You got to give me a glimmer of hope. Nolan, in my opinion, is almost out the door. We forget that his contract is up after this year. Him and Jalen Carter. Jalen coming back. Nolan, we don't know. We don't know. You know what I'm saying? So, I need Nolan to show me something. That is all I got, man. Like, comment, subscribe. Turn those post notifications on so y'all stop missing these videos. And we out. Let's go, Birds.